Man, look, House of the Dragon season 3 just opened with a bang. And I'm talking like all out war. There was blood, there was death, there was betrayal, and there was a dragon going crazy. Yes. I mean, the name of the series is House of the Dragons. But this particular dragon, wild one. Nobody claimed it for that particular reason. I don't think anybody saw this one coming. Anybody. I know I read the book, so I knew it was coming, but I don't think anybody else saw it coming. Sheepstealer was in the veil. He was chilling, minding his own business. Rhaenyra put up the call, that she wants all dragon seeds to claim a dragon for her cause. And I think we all knew that that was going to be a horrible mistake because you're getting all these lowborns and all these bastards, and they're getting a taste of power that they aren't used to. And when you put people in a position of power, like you can't expect them to be all good. But lo and behold, Rhaena, that's Baela's sister. Baela was betrothed to young Jace, who suffered a horrible fate during this episode, and we'll talk about a little bit later. But yeah, Rhaena and Sheepstealer got to be the most hated duo in Westeros right now. They entered the battlefield. First of all, they entered the battlefield and they're just blazing up everything. They're attacking everything and everybody in sight. They're going after friendlies. They're going after other dragons. Like Sheepstealer was setting ablaze Corliss's fleet, and then bro sees the other dragons in the sky. He didn't even like hesitate. He looked up and then flew at them like he just wanted to fight. It was absolutely insane, man. But it was a hell of an episode, a great opening after 2 years, a great return after 2 years, rather. And I'm expecting a lot this season, and it's going to be hard to follow that up. It's going to be hard to follow that up for sure, because that was insane. They got to be the best opening to a show that I've ever seen, man. That was a great episode. But we start off with Rhaena, the woman of the hour, going to get going to claim Sheepstealer for her own. And it was a bad idea from the beginning. She's like young, and it was a bad idea from the beginning. But she ended up like he leaves her. He leaves her on a mountain and just flies off. Takes her down and just does what he can to kind of deter her from claiming him. And it's for a reason. But she spends some time working on claiming him and convincing him, like, hey, I want to be your writer. But we cut to Aemon, who finds out Aegon has booked it. He went in to finish him off, and he finds out that him and Larys has booked it. And that was a good decision because, if he wanted to stay alive, because Aemon is clearly power hungry, and he's going to eliminate your boy, his brother, his own brother. If you remember what happened at the end of last season, his brother joined the fight, and he told Vhagar to set him on fire, which was absolutely insane. And that's how he ended up how he is now. But we cut to Aegon and Larys fleeing, and they're caught out on the road, and the whole thing could have ended then and there. Everything could have ended then and freaking there. But you get greedy soldiers, and they originally was like, hey, just kill them, but they ended up letting them live, and that's going to come back to bite Rhaenyra because man, she suffers a fate almost worse than death, even worse than her son Jace. Oh shit, both of her sons really, because they both suffered horrible fates. But that moment there when he decided to let Aegon and Larys live, that changed the history of Westeros big time. So it could have ended there. But Rhaenyra, she takes Alicent's word and decides to go to King's Landing and take it. Like she says, Alicent told her that she was going to open the doors for her, which she originally was, but she gets back and like things have changed. Aemon is still there. He was supposed to ride off to join Sir Kristen, and uh, yeah, her son Aegon had booked it, so she came and like it just destroyed all her plans. So she's panicking, and you get it. She at this point, when she gets there, like Rhaenyra, she's probably gonna like just try to kill her because she's gonna think that she lied, but she really did make an effort. So um, you know, Allison returning, and she found out that Aegon through Aemon sitting on the throne, and he's like, yeah, Aegon has abdicated the throne. He booked it, and he's assumed the role of king. But it sets in motion a chain of events, man, and this chain is gonna be crazy. But we cut to Damon just chopping through people on the battlefield, man. Damon's a badass. Damon's like a clear badass. And it shows, and it absolutely shows, because he's like on the battlefield and he's like taking people out. Like Damon is like taking people down, man. Like you'd think like a man of his stature, like he'd want to like survive, but bro is like just taking like people out, man, on the front line, and it's cool to see. It's cool to see because it makes you like appreciate him more. But yeah, man, he encounters the Starks. They show up, and he tosses his head, and Damon is pretty cruel, man. Like, cause he's like one of his his crew, the Tullys. They're like, hey, we want to bury our dead, and Damon's like, man, just like Caraxes, finish them off, like burn them. We can't get any diseases that way, which is absolutely insane that he said that. But yeah, man, Starks joined the fray, and is making things seem one sided for the Blacks. So that was a big pickup for them. But yeah, man, Sir Gawain speaks up to Christian Cole. He's like, hey, man, like what they're doing isn't ethical. Like our soldiers are like raping women, and Sir Christian speaks a little bit of the truth, man, because you're in the war, and you got dragons involved, and you don't know how long you're gonna live. Now I'm not saying that I condone that, but he kind of like he makes sense. So I definitely don't condone it for sure. But yeah, man, it's just it happens in war. And sometimes that mindset, when you're in the fighting and dying and all that, it makes you like reconsider your values and your principles. And that's what's happened with Sir Christian. He knows that he's going to his death, and Sir Gawain is like the voice of reason, and he's trying to convince him, like, hey, man, let's stay true to ourselves. But Allison, we come back to Allison. She sends a message to the Hightower host that is on their way to King's Landing, and it's apparently from the king. And we all know what that means, man. Is some order that she's sending, and it's not exactly from the king. So I'm interested to see what's in that note. But yeah, man, Corlys, he meets with his son Alan. He tells him like, hey, man, I was fond of your mom. I didn't mean for things to work out this way. And Corlys, you can tell that he regrets the life that he's forced upon his son, by him being a bastard. He did a good thing by apologizing to him, because it makes him feel like he cares. And that's all that, like, some sons want. They just want to know that their father cares. But man, it was the triarchy boat battle, the ship battle, that was absolutely insane. Absolutely insane, man. There's a lot going on. Lohar probably cost her side the fight because of her, overzealousness, and her lust for revenge against Corlys and the rest of his crew, man. Like, she was like dead set on setting ablaze his home, and that's where he had all his treasures and everything. But Lohar was dead set on that, man, and she caused it. She was like throwing her own men overboard because they were metal. She asked one dude, she's like, how much do you weigh on this thing? And just pushed him off like he wasn't like nothing, which is absolutely insane, man. But when you're, like I said, man, when you're in wartime and you're trying to survive, and she had that lust, the thirst for revenge, it made sense, man. It made sense. But if she would have took Lannister's advice to attack the southern part instead of going north, like they would have easily won that fight. Easily won that fight. But like during the fight, the dragon showed up, burning shit down, turn shit up. Jace was cooked, and this scene right there alluded to his fight, his death later on, because bro was absolutely 110% cooked. He was going underwater. One of the triarchy had impelled him with the spear, and it was attached to an anchor, and it was like his dragon was trying to fly up, but it was pulling him down. And man, it was a pretty intense scene watching it. It was like great camera work. But he was saved by Bela and her dragon who cut the rope and extended his life for a few extra minutes, man, because the duo of the hour, Sheepstealer and Reyna, destroyed everything. Like she's directly responsible for Jace's death. If she was able to control her dragon and like could limit some of the chaos that she caused, and Jace would probably still be alive, man. But he was kind of cleaning up her mess and got caught in the crossfire again, and wasn't no getting out this time. Luckily he was able to escape a horrible fate of drowning, but he ended up getting an even more horrible fate of catching those arrows. But like Sheepstealer was going crazy, man. Alan, Lohar finally catches up with Corlys, and she beats him, and she throws him off the boat. Interested to see how he survives, if he survives. But his son Alan, assumes the captain, and he goes into a frenzy and just crushes Lohar, finishes her off with a quick prick to the throat, and that ends season 3, episode 1. Man, it was an intense episode. Super excited about it. What's coming this season? We got 7 more episodes, and then we got next season, and then that's it. No more House of the Dragons, but we still got Dunk and Egg, and we got the movie coming out. We got the movie coming out with them fly the first Targaryen, or not the first Targaryen, but him riding over on I can't remember the dragon's name, and anyway, he like claimed Westeros for himself with his three sister wives. So super excited about that for next year or whenever it's coming out. But what do you guys think, man? Let me know your thoughts on Sheepstealer. Did he cost Jace's life? Did he turn the flow of the battle? Let me know you guys' thoughts on the episode. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel for more terrible takes, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.